You leave Coats and Arms, and you two start feeling like you're being watched.
If I do acrobatics down the street. Lynn's point was, if she does like acrobatics down and somebody tries to like shoot an arrow or something, we'll figure out who the bad guy is.
So typically, when people are trying to act inconspicuous, they're so focused on keeping their character that when something alarming happens, they still keep their character. So I want to be looking for somebody who isn't, who looks like they're trying too hard not to look at something.
So you just start doing these cartwheels. You notice in the corner of your eye that there was a man in a hood who is kind of like just stopped and starts staring at like his hands. As soon as he sees you and you see him, he turns around and starts booking it into the alley. You make your way up to the entrance to the fort, and you see that there are guards there.
Lady Nylin Inskara. My father is General Inskara of Timeless.
And as everyone comes to the guardhouse, they open the door for Nylin, and then they stop everyone else. Well, we're gonna talk to her separately. You can stay here. I think you might be a little bit confused. Perhaps I should take you to the cathedral. As you're outside waiting for Nylin, you notice that several more guards have started to come out of the other side of the guardhouse.
Got a bad feeling about this. Gentlemen, you're getting a little close for comfort, so I think I'm going to step away. Nylin, meet us at the Wandering Compass when you're done with these men.
The ones inside the room are going to go to grapple you.
When I get home to my father, he will take care of you, and it will not be nice.
Don't you worry. I know a very good father, and he will meet you at the cathedral. So they grab you. They don't put you into shackles because you went willingly. Instead, they grab your arms and they proceed to take you. Hilo suddenly sees at the corner of his eye a dark hooded man. He realizes that something happened. He turns over, looks at you, and you get a good glance of his face for the first time. And all of a sudden, memory cascades over you, and you recognize the face of the sailor who sailed with you and your brother that day that you fought the Fomori and drowned. Welcome, travelers, to the Tales of TerraVale. We are but your humble guides to the lands and legends that is the world of TerraVale. A group of adventurers, family, and friends, we explore and interact according to the rules of Pathfinder 2nd Edition role-playing game. So join us as we voyage through the Emerald Gulf, where the misty waves whisper ancient secrets and the winds carry songs that long forgotten. Here, there be pirates that prowl northern shores, enchanters that weave spells as old as the deep, and every port holds the promise of new mysteries. So chart your course with us, raise the sails, and let the dice fall where they may. For this is the Shadowmar Saga. Last time we were together, we escorted Nylin to the gates of Castle Trenenburg, where she demanded that she have refuge and protection because she was in distress, which the guards then took as she is surrounded by ruffians and bandits and the like. And they took and separated her from everyone else. And then she yelled sanctuary, in which at that point everyone said, okay, she's good, she's got sanctuary. As well as there was a bunch of guards like literally standing between you and Nylin. So everyone said, okay, she this is where she wanted to be. She's in good hands. Let's go finish what we're supposed to do. And as you're walking down Fairtown, you stopped at this fountain in the center of Fairtown. It's a beautiful looking fountain. It's a statue of this lord of some sort, large beard, and looks like he's wearing a kilt, and it's a statue. You don't know if it's the current lord or an older lord of the town, but water splashing up around you. And as you're sitting there, suddenly you peer down the street of Fairtown, this hooded individual wearing a cloak, traveling cloak and hood, and it's the same one you noticed earlier that day. One that seems to be tailing you and keeping an eye on you guys. So, you decide to investigate. And with a little bit of distraction and some magic, Kilo is able to travel north of the road and go through the back alleyways behind the buildings and come down to this alleyway here.
I'm an alley cat.
Exactly, an alley cat down an alleyway. In the same way, Kale snuck down on the south of the street through some alleyways and back gardens and snuck up down there, while even Regina started sneaking through crowds and approached the individual, kind of cornering him or surrounding him, while Grits is still at the fountain with an illusion of Kale. Kale sneaks up behind this hooded individual, casts sleep on him, but it failed, and you see that the spell gets rejected by either his cloak or something he's wearing has rejected. At that point, he looks over, realizing that you've cast a spell on him. He looks over, sees you, and you recognize him as a sailor that sailed with you back on your brother's ship before it was attacked. And upon seeing you, he turns around and he starts booking it, start running. Then, I would like everyone to roll initiative.
I'll go last. Even though it takes me an extra moment, I would like to work off my jacket, give it quite a little spin, and throw it over myself before I start running.
Okay. You almost let everyone else start moving, and then you nonchalantly get up and go,
crack my neck, crack my knuckles.
Yeah. Exactly, like
I'll throw the chase.
All right, what did you get?
1.
Oh, we're on a great start.
No. Now, does that mean you lose something?
Yeah, so homebrew rules, our rule is that if you get a nat 1, you lose 1 action on your first round.
Yep.
If you get a nat 20, you get an extra action on that round. Something just a little bit. We'll go last though. And what'd you get?
29.
Like last or second last?
29.
He rolled a 19.
Wow.
Nice. Even with your 1, he'll still go last.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Grits also rolled a natural 1. And he's already down the street. So you might not
That's
see
right.
him.
He's monologuing with the
Yeah, he thinks
Kale.
Kale's still there. And he's just like,
Does your illusion
and
have the
then
roll
my
for
mother. You should have known my
I
mother.
don't know.
It's actually Kale.
He's like, I think Grits might not even know what's
He
happening.
has no idea.
He's like,
Like Clifford Kale. Like Ditto Kale.
all right, so we start off with Kale.
Okay.
All right.
So we're doing initiative. Do I see anything else, or is it just him so far that I see that?
Roll perception check.
All right. 26.
Oh, nice. All right, so you see him book it off. You look around, and it seems like it's a busy street. There's horse-drawn carriages going up and down the street. There's a lot of people walking around, but you don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do.
What's your
first,
speed?
25 feet.
Okay.
But I'm gonna cast Warp Step, which is a cantrip.
Okay.
It says when you walk, the earth warps beneath your feet, your steps extend, distance contracts, and everything is just a little bit closer. You gain a plus 5 foot status bonus to your speed until the end of your turn. You then stride twice. So then that puts me to 30 feet, and I stride twice. So I'm going to kind of go down the road past him where he's running. And try and get out in front of him. And
So you get to move 60 feet?
yeah, I personally don't know anything, but Kale knows this guy, right? So what
Yeah.
do I know about him?
Roll a recall knowledge sailor.
Boy, okay. 17.
So you recognize him as one of just a regular sailor on this ship, but then the name comes to mind as you're running up past him, because you were able to kind of like overshoot him as you're warping, like almost like stuttering as you're going faster, and get ahead of him and recognize his face, and the name jumps out, Gil. And memories start flashing back of moments of laughing with him and talking with him and sailing with him on the ship.
Okay. So then I guess this would be my third action, but I'll put my hands up and I'll start yelling to him like, Gil, it's me, mate. I haven't seen you in a while. What are you doing? Slow it down. Yeah, I think I'll just try to appeal to him as he's running towards me.
Okay. And then, so now it's actually Gil's turn.
What?
Yeah.
Find out what's
faster
going
than
on.
me?
And he's going to
Alright.
run right past you. He tries to, he sees you there, and he just looks away as he's running, almost pulls down his hood a little bit, and, like, dips past you.
Okay.
Right? And starts running off in this direction. Regina, it's your turn.
Can I use recall knowledge of this town, which I had prepared, to see if there's any way that we can cut him off? Like, if there's like a natural place that where he's going will lead, so that we could try and take like a side street or an alley to try and cut him off. 16.
You open up your tome, and you start flipping through until you find a map of Trinora, and you know that this area leads to this other entrance to Fairtown. There was the one entrance on Merchant Mile, and then there's the other side where you see there's an entrance. If he goes up, it's a dead end. It's all surrounded by walls at that point. If he goes up, he's stuck. If he goes down, he leads to the hillocks, which is the part of Trinora that you read has is where a lot of trouble likes to stay.
I guess Regina doesn't think like this guy's running, like he's sprinting.
Yeah, he's
So chasers in this scenario have a severe disadvantage. Just in general, when you're in a crowded city, when you're in a place like this, the one being chased has a severe advantage because they can make any decision on where to go. We have to make very specific decisions in order to keep track. It's already ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use my next action to walk to the corner.
Okay.
And I guess with Kilo there, yell to Kale, I don't think we're getting him, honey. And then I guess that's it.
It is Kilo's turn.
I'm just going to put my hand on Regina, who just came up to me and said, we're not going to catch him. I'm just going to say, I don't want Kale to be alone. And then I would like to start moving.
So
And then I
I'll
stop
put you
naturally.
here. Okay? Because that's where you want to be, right?
Yes.
So you have one.
So here's what I
And then you
wanted
have
to
one
do.
action.
If, as long as I saw it, what happened with Kale, I wanted to grab the cloak and just grab it and drop down and pull the cloak down. I wasn't trying to tackle him. I just wanted to grab, because I imagine his cloak is blowing up behind him. I just wanted to grab the cloak and then just drop my body weight on it.
I'm going to have you roll a athletics check.
Okay. It's an 18.
So he's running, and you grab him and pull it, and he just kind of gets clotheslined
Yeah.
and falls onto his back. Now he's prone on his back. All right, and now, Kale, it's your turn.
Gil, it's me, mate. Why are you running? What's going on here? I thought you were dead.
He's like, and he looks up at you, and you just see this terror in his eyes as he looks at you. Well, do you do anything else?
I might, tell Kilo maybe we should tie him up or something, tie his feet. I don't know. No, that's probably going to look suspicious. You know, never mind. As if we didn't already.
Yeah, there's some people standing around. They're like, "Oh my!"
Then Nyland comes just doing backflips in the background.
Oh, there she is.
I guess I'll just kind of. Kilo, he looks like he's about to take off, mate. Maybe we ought to keep an eye on him or sit on him or something.
I just want to set the rapier on his chest and say, he's not going anywhere.
You can see that he's like really frazzled. He's like, "Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me!"
Kale, can you see, is he under an enchantment of some sort? He seems strangely afraid of us.
Good question. Can I make
Strange
an
with the guy,
arcana check?
afraid of the guy with the
Can I
rapier
make
at his
an
throat.
arcana check?
That's
You can
weird.
make an arcane check. Yeah, go for it.
All right. 13.
Okay, so you look at him and he's like sweating and his eyes are wide open. He's just like staring around and he seems very unsure of what to do at this moment, but you don't see any magical affliction on him.
Okay. I don't see anything on him, but boy, he's scared stiff, isn't he?
And this is a friend of yours.
Yes, we were on the ship together. Me and my brother and Gail here.
You know this guy? You know this guy?
It's been a couple of years, but I do.
This is the guy that was skulking in the shadows?
Yeah, I'd like to find out why.
Yeah, let's
I'm not friends with you. I'm not friends with any of you.
Gail,
Let me
threw
go.
all the dice together.
No, not with you. Not after. Kill me now. He looks at you. Kill me now.
Well, dear boy, I will kill you if I feel it's beneficial, but I don't kill people for no reason. Tell us why you've been hunting us and then ran from us.
He turns over suddenly, slaps the blade off of him, and he turns over and tries to get up. And I'll allow anyone to make a reaction towards this.
This guy ain't going nowhere.
Anyone who wants to, they can react. So what do you want to do?
Stop him from getting up.
What are you gonna do?
Depends on how good I roll.
I'll let everyone roll. I mean, obviously, everyone's going to try to stop him. So maybe like
Whatever
trick
a
him.
nat 20 gets him.
You got a nat 20?
Whoa.
Yeah, God.
This guy. All right.
First one done a 20.
Well, what do you want to do?
I don't know. What I guess talk him down.
Oh, okay. All right.
Honey,
go for it.
relax. Just calm down here. Do you need? What do you need? You look like I'll like pull out a hanky and like dab his forehead.
He turns over and starts to get up and move, and you kind of like step in front of him, and as you do so, like gingerly, you start sweet talking to him. But as you're doing so, you're like kicking his feet out from under him. You're like finessing him, but he's like stumbling. But you're like.
I want to pull him off to the side. Like I want to get us away from the middle of the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
just like a motherly, woman would go forward and like just start correcting him.
Can I reverse demoralize him? Can I
You want to
demoralize
demoralize
this guy?
And you get him to the wall, and he's just kind of like, you're like rubbing his cheeks and cleaning him up and everything.
Just generally calming him down. Honey, it's okay. You're safe here. What's going on? Tell us what's going on.
And you're standing in front of him. Kale kind of backs up at this point.
We got him like back to the building or whatever, just sitting down.
Yeah.
Just relax. I don't want him
People
in a
are
place where he
kind of
can
like,
just run.
what's going on?
Where he could just like run wherever he wanted, like still sitting down, but like in a place where he's calm.
You're like manhandling.
I gave him
right?
one
Like,
of
you're
my
like, But like giving the phase of you, you're like push him against the wall. Calm down, poof, right?
Okay.
And you're he's like, get me away from him. He is the devil inside of him.
He's got the devil inside. You got a devil inside of you, kid?
It's news to me, Regina.
Oh my, that would explain a lot of things. Okay, so just explain yourself. No, it's not a bad thing. Okay, Rich is in this demo. Oh, you wizards are the same. Okay, all right. So, start from the top, honey. Are you safe? You said something about somebody's gonna hurt you. What's going on? Are you safe here?
You're not safe. You're not safe because you're with him. I saw what happened to him. The darkness overcame, and it took him to the depths. And now he's walking here. His only goal is to kill us all.
Okay, says who, honey? How do you know? Who's gonna try and kill us?
I've
Him?
seen it. I've seen the walking darkness. I've seen them. Kale, how could you betray us like this?
Betray you? I thought I was the only one left alive. I almost drowned.
Oh no. They took us. They took us all, every one of us, down to the cursed land. To the pit. And there they worked us. We thought you were dead. But here you are walking around the streets.
There are more people still alive from the ship.
I don't know.
Well, how'd you get here?
Will you roll perception or diplomacy?
Can I help him?
Absolutely, you may.
I just want to look around, make sure there's nobody else looking at us that is going to cause trouble. Can I do
There's
that?
like people like starting to like gather around and like, what's happening? What's happening?
No bueno.
And you start like pushing.
Okay.
Nothing to see.
I'm looking for like guards and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
like okay. So I got a 22 perception. I don't know that.
Okay. I'll let you.
So you get a -1.
You.
Oh, that's great.
I roll the 1.
I rolled a 2.
So a 1 on an A check, you get a -1 circumstance.
Wait, does that mean
So
you owe
I
one?
have-
That one?
So he has a.
So he gets a minus.
I'm not evil, you are.
All right, but now we know the
So-
next thing I
so
rolled is a 20, so that's good.
Kilo's like kind of like. Yeah, I want you to roll a deception as you're trying to tell people to go away.
Okay.
Nothing's wrong.
Move along. It's a play we're putting on. It's gonna be great. It's a play you
Discount
can't
tickets
see.
for you. We're putting on a play that we don't want anybody see.
Kale is talking to him and is like, he's like, how did you escape? And Regina's right there egging him like, yeah. And he just looks at you and goes, ah! And like turns away. This is the play. Ah! And attempts to run out from behind Kilo. Everyone can roll a reflex save, let's say, in order to stop.
Oh, I have a 26.
All right.
27.
All right. He tries. He tries to. He's like, ah! And everyone just kind of like stops him and pulls it back, pushes him. He's like, well, you're lying to me. You're all lying. You're all in cahoots with the devils themselves. You can tell he is so disoriented right now. He's like,
I just want to keep my him to my back, and I want to keep looking at the crowd. That's what I'm doing. I'm letting them take care of the talking. So. In case anyone thinks something.
Kale, I don't know what's going on here, honey. Like, it's clear that this man thinks you're someone that you're not, because I know you. I've been with you for however long we've been together, unless you're hiding something dark and dastardly, which I usually have an eye for those things, especially Richard, and he hasn't said none about it. I don't know, maybe we should get somewhere. I don't know if the street is really the place for this.
You're probably right. Where do you think he'd go with us? Maybe we can buy him a drink. Gil, you want a drink?
I don't want nothing from you.
Oh, not from me. Regina's buying.
You're kind of all like holding back. You can tell you can tell he's not going to
just kind of,
Back?
yeah, maybe we just kind of take him, I don't know, somewhere.
I think I'd just annoy him if I tried that. Maybe Kilo's the one to talk to.
Yeah. All right. So I feel like at this point, I can see nobody's coming. I'd like to go and say, dear boy, obviously you think Kale has done something terrible, but we'd still like to know why you've been following us. You followed us. We only responded. Why were you following us?
Can I help him?
Diplomacy. You go for it.
This keeps happening.
Nice.
21.
For diplomacy?
Yeah.
Yes.
19.
Okay. All right. We'll talk as long as you let me go, and you keep him away from me.
You're not going anywhere until you answer our questions.
Listen, you're new. We saw your ship coming to dock, but I was sent to tag you. That's all it was. I was just scoping you out, see if you got any goods on you.
And it just so happens that you on the same ship that our friend
I
Kale
had
was
no
on.
idea that he was on your ship.
You had no idea. This
Not
is just a
until I
big
saw
coincidence.
and not until I saw him in Merchant Mile.
Can I do a sense motive or whatever?
Perception. It's just
Or just a perception to see if to sense his motive.
Sure. What are you looking for? What are you trying to sense?
If he's being false with us about the reason that he's tailing us. It just seems very circumstantial. It seems like insane to me that we happen to be in the same place as this man that was on this ship that had an insane thing happen to it, and it just happens that he's the one that was sent out to take us.
You can tell that this man is not right in his head, and probably wouldn't orchestrate anything at this, what you're sensing at that kind of level.
So you followed us in order to rob us.
Well, originally, you came to Trinora. What do you expect was going to happen?
Oh, this was a nice city. Go on, Regina. You had other things to say.
It looks pretty nice city so far. Yeah, I thought it was pretty nice. Now we got
nice.
all things considered, this is probably.
But listen, I'll try to warn you. He has the devil inside of him. It's only a matter of time before he turns on all of you and takes you back where the devils came from. All right.
Can I use my esoteric lore on Kale to see if
He's got the devil in him?
We're like,
Yeah, well, now you say it. Now that you mention it, like I've never thought of it. You know what I mean? Can I see if he happens to be some sort of creature?
Go ahead, roll.
Oh, 30 because of my tome.
You look over, and
Casually, he's talking to him. I just gotta flip open the
you look down.
Eye.
You remember some of the things he's talked about before. You look down on his arm, you see the tattoo, the star constellation, and it shimmers and moves upon his skin. And you remember him talking about voices that spoke to him in dreams, about drowned ladies.
I don't like it. Can I make him re-roll that?
It's like cinematically, it's like the screen's getting smaller and smaller, and she's frantically flipping, and eyes are getting big as it's coming back.
Yes.
before we let you go, now knowing that you are coming to rob us, at least tell us this.
Well, so it's my job, man. Yeah, I mean,
Well, then why
you
don't
know.
I take everything that you have?
Well, that's not nice.
Oh, well, there you go, isn't it? The golden rule, chap.
Oh, of course. He loots
I knew
the guy.
I knew you all with the coats.
He's not just dead in his
You want my
loot.
soul and you want my gold with it. Help!
I don't want your gold. I want information. Where have you been all this time? Since the ship went down when you were with Kale. Give me a location, man. Then maybe I'll let you go.
And who was it
roll
that took
diplomacy.
you? Was it the Fae Mori? Is that who he's talking about?
So I was going to
It's
say
from-
something before I rolled that, but I did get a 10 in diplomacy. That's a total.
Can I help him?
You can
But
try.
as I was leaning in, I wanted to say, as I lean into him, I want to try to pickpocket him.
15. I rolled a 15.
Okay, go
You're
for it.
actually
What?
looting this guy before he's dead.
No, I just want to lean
Go
in.
ahead.
Because he was
Go ahead.
gonna
Roll
rob
for
us.
pickpocket.
I have a 16.
You lean in closer and
Like wiggling my
tell me
eyebrows.
where it is, and then he feels you feel around. Hey, stop that!
See, it doesn't feel good, does it? It's wrong to steal from people.
Wrong, so wrong.
So wrong.
You notice, Kilo, that his eyes are very dilated, and he's sweating. And right now, you can kind of pick up that he's on some sort of substance.
Okay.
All of a sudden, you hear, "Gus, you can't do it!" As Grit shows up, you can't believe I was talking to Kale, right? And he just disappeared. And then looks over and goes, "Ah! How did you do that?
No, Chris. No.
Great.
You're a magician.
No,
Apparently
Chris.
he's the devil.
It's not the time.
I got the devil in you."
It's not the time, buddy.
Gil looks up. What is that? I don't know what kind of people you are. Just let me go. Or kill me now.
Something weird with this guy. Grits is a.
No.
He might have some kind of
No.
something for it.
Grits, did you hear that?
What?
You're a man of many skills with many substances.
Yes.
Look at this man over
I
here.
am.
Can you do anything to clear up his memory or make him a little less paranoid?
Didn't that make Tums in the first session?
You did?
Yeah,
I think you
made
did.
some
I think you
Tums.
both
Can I
said
give
Tums.
him one of these Tums?
You're trying to give him. You're just like one of those grandmas
Yeah.
that take out the hard candy and
Yeah,
stuff
you gotta take. They make you feel bad and take the bad man away.
and Grits looks over and looks over and goes, "Oh, I can help him. I have something for that. Yes. And like he pulls out some vials and stuff, and he's got his goggles on, and he's like, yes, that's right. Here you go. And he hands it to you.
Think?
Yeah, because he's pretty tall.
Well done, Grits. Thank you very much. I'd like to lean in and say, you're going to want to take this now, because you're not getting away from us until we know everything we need to know from you. And I would like to offer it to him, but I'm going to hold on to it because he's trying to slap it out of my hand.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't want anything you have to give me.
Well then, sir, we're going to force you to take it if you don't take it under your own will.
He tries to, he again tries to run away.
Alright, let's
Reaction? 23.
14.
Okay, he tries again.
Oh,
Again, you're right there, and everyone kind of like jumps, but Kilo's right there, and he's able to kind of like push him back.
That's it, boys and ladies.
Let's get him.
Hold his arms.
Had to do this all the time at the bar.
You just like grab him down, you two are holding him down, and Regina kind of comes up and just opens his mouth and pours it in.
It's like a kid's bottle.
Yeah.
And as he's doing this, remember, it's a play. It's a play.
And Gert's like, oh. And he just like, and you kind of let him go, and he falls to the ground.
Now, Grits, hold on to this bottle, honey. We don't want to waste these. Use this for next time.
It's so hard to get more of these.
How long does this take, Grits?
It should take moments to just clear his head. I usually make these for the men on the ship when they have too much grog. As it is.
Well done, boy.
And he's just sitting there. He lifts up. Gil, is that you?
Gil, you got your mind back. What's going on with you, mate?
Oh, you have a blasted headache. He's kind of like, he's dazed. He's looking at everyone. You can see that he's slowly coming to recognition where everyone is, who everyone is, and remembering the last few minutes as if he'd forgotten them from a few seconds ago.
I'll back up, like give him room.
Yeah,
Because he visibly looks different.
Yeah.
And then he looks around. Gil, it's not safe here. We need to find some place to talk.
What do you suggest?
Alright, I'm not in Fairtown.
Aren't we
No, a few
meeting
places.
someone at an inn later, a bar later?
The
Yeah.
Broken Compass?
The Wandering Compass.
The Wandering Compass, yes.
Aye, that's good. Let's go there.
Is that close enough?
It's a bit far, but it's in a good place. I think we'll be safe there.
Absolutely. Would you mind if we made some staff?
If you guys want to do the errands, I'll go to the Wandering Compass.
Oh boy.
Split the party again.
Yes, that's fantastic. Yes. Okay, all right.
You don't split up in Trinora!
Did you want me to get you something? Because I know we were planning on going to.
I was just kidding about if we want to do that.
This sounds fantastic. Could we actually? Well, before we leave, could we just maybe put him to bed at the Compass and come back later? Because it's still early in the day. Maybe we could leave him there to rest for a bit, go out, do our shopping, and come back, and maybe he'll be. How does that sound, Gil? Would you be okay if we just put you up in a place for a little bit?
I have a terrible headache. Perhaps a bed. You're paying?
No, he's paying. He said, see, we got some. We'll put
I'd
you
like
up.
to draw my sword.
And then Grits, we can post Grits up with him, just in case. We'll put him in the room, and Grits, you can stay with him and make sure nothing happens to him. And then while I'm out, you know what? Why don't you just give me your money? And then if I find something that you like, would be good
I
for
think
you.
it'd be great. Just a bed someplace.
Yeah, let's do that.
So you guys begin to kind of help. I mean, like he's stumbling a little bit, so you kind of like put an arm around him. And you begin to walk back to the Wandering Compass. As you walk back, Gil, what happened to you? Where? Unless I saw you dead.
That sorcerer, she threw me into the sea. I thought I was drowning, but I appeared in Well, I don't really know where it was. I saw the sea, but I saw the sky, and stars, and a great spirit. She sent me back. And I didn't know why until recently. I think my brother's still out there somewhere. What happened to you? I thought everyone else died.
No, it's far worse than that. They don't kill those they take. Only those that cast magic, the spellcasters. They're the first to go every time. Cut them down, throw them overboard. They leave none alive. Only those that can hold themselves and those who are strong enough, they'll take. And then they took us someplace dark, someplace horrible. Hey.
So how'd you get here?
You guys start making your way down Merchant Mile. He's starting to pick himself up. He's starting to regain some of his strength. It's a long story, but I gladly will share it with you.
Can you just tell us where you've been, sir?
Well, first of all, Kale, you didn't introduce us. This guy has no idea who the heck we are.
Yeah.
I suppose that's fair. These are part of the crew of my new ship now, Gil. We got Regina. We've done plenty of talking to her,
Nice
and
to meet
Kilo over here. And then, of course, Grits is our famous chef.
And hero.
Yeah,
Hero.
he's a
Yes,
he's
sir.
a party hero.
Well, yeah, you got yourself a new ship. Because it has been a while, hasn't it?
A couple of years now. Yeah.
So much has happened. So much. But I'm glad you're doing well to yourself. I'm sorry I was speaking like that to you. Sometimes these things, they overcome me and I can't help but to think the worst.
So you don't think I have a devil inside of me anymore?
But I'm not sure. Like I say, I don't know where it came from, but I mean, I can't help but think that. You were tossed overboard, and now you have this woman saved you. This lady of the deep.
Well, I'll tell you, Galen. Our ship was just attacked by Fimori as well. It's not like I've been
Shh!
on their good
Don't
list.
say it out loud.
Fair enough. We could talk more at the compass.
You guys make it down. You find your way to the Wandering Compass, a tavern that sits out in between some shops and some on a road near the docks. It's a small sort of establishment, but there's always noise and talking coming from it. And as you go inside, see it is a large room with chairs and seating all over the place, and there's all these. It's decorated with all sorts of compasses and wayfinders and all sorts of nautical instruments. Some of them are old, look a little bit more antique. Some of them look new, maybe with price tags hanging on them. It's full of sailors at this moment. You even see some crew from the Silver Eider are there. You don't see Ironfoot. Roar's not there, but there's a lot of other sailors there. I mean, as you walk in, they all see you, and they're like, "Oh, they don't page you any other heed other than they go back to their drinks or their stories they're telling. And you find a table off in a corner and sit down. I think I'll be having that drink now. You said you were buying.
Oh, that was wonderful. Absolutely.
Well, I thought that's what you said. I didn't know. I thought that's what I heard.
Oh.
But I was.
Lad, I'll pick up your drink for you. But first, I've asked so many times, where have you been? Where did the FM take you?
What?
Because we have some friends that were lost recently, and I would like to know if perhaps they're in the same place.
They came for you too?
They did.
Oh, I'm sorry, they're probably gone. I'm surprised you escaped them.
Gone where, lad?
He kind of grabs his head a little bit. He kind of gives a little shake. All right. When they attacked the last time, they attacked us at night. I came up saw the shadows. They did. You and your brother, you gave a great fight, but you both were cast into the sea, and most of us were beaten down before we gave in and surrendered, thinking they'd be merciful. All they did was took the ship down south, the place they call the pit.
The pit?
Aye, that's a terrible place. An old mine of some sort, a chasm for which they send all of us came down there, and we were forced to work, mining away, digging deep into the earth of the swamps there.
Now, you escaped. Congratulations. Didn't you?
did.
Obviously, yes. And then you made your way here, I assume?
Well, I made my way up to Turanor after a bit.
Okay, what was the first location that you remember once escaping the pit?
Well, it was difficult. Many good men lost their lives. Many good crew. We formed together to get out of there. And I was the only one to break out of that place. I finally made my way. I trunched through the swamps of that land. Terrible cursed land it was.
Talk about the
Umberglades.
Yeah, don't ask me.
Talk about the Everglades? You talking about the Umberglades, honey?
But it wasn't just the Umberglades. It was someplace deep inside around the pit. Someplace.
Okay, so
What they say? He told me about it. He said it was called the Ummut. That's what they said. It was some sort of ebbing tide word. It means he exclaimed it to me. He described it as the Shadow Blight. That's what they called it.
Shadow Blight. I'd like to snap my paws for a waiter.
Yeah.
I'll go over to Kim and say, just like we thought, it seems like there are set somewhere out in the Everglades.
Seems that way.
And you actually have heard of the Ummut.
Okay, I
But,
better.
and the Shadow Blight, as it's in common tongue.
The Shadow Blight.
Yeah, it's a cursed area of swamplands far inland in the Umberglades that most people do not go to. They avoid at all costs.
Can I roll?
A waitress comes up to you and you give her a coin and she goes off to get you.
Okay, what do I
It is
Anything you
one
want.
silver coin for a drink. Just one, Letty.
Right, does anyone else want anything? I think I'm good.
I'm
Maybe,
gonna have nothing.
maybe a cup of water.
Chris, do you want something?
Yeah, I'll have one too.
Yeah,
You buying?
Yes, of course.
I'll take one.
I owe you for that wonderful brew you've made.
The waitress is this older-looking sailor. Comes up. Are any of you having some food on you? I mean, it's about lunchtime, about noon. Is anyone hungry?
I myself am not hungry, lads. I just want a drink of water, but
It is getting about midday.
no, can I give you one more?
Oh,
That's for the drink for
2 drinks.
the short green one here.
All right, 2 drinks and then one water. You said
Anyone else?
water.
No, thanks, honey. I got my own rations and stuff.
All right.
We'll be back later on. Worry about it.
And she leaves.
I say this place is like a sub.
Yeah. So I escaped and I wandered until I found this sort of inn on the outskirts of this swamp. I mean, after I was getting myself through and I found myself into some decent land at least, I found myself to this inn, and this wonderful old man was able to help me on doing. He saw me in distress. Oh, I'll never forget him.
What was his name, honey?
He was a kind old man. What was it? It was something to do with Richie or some Richard, something like that.
She just slaps him.
She slaps.
Slaps him out emotionally.
For no reason.
Brody, how was
I'm
that?
sorry, honey. I'm sorry. It's not you, honey. I
You-
swear it's not you, honey. Just relax. You just put
There you
it's
go.
okay, honey. I know it's okay. I didn't expect you to say. My husband. That was my husband.
No way.
Isn't Richard? Yes. See, look. I'll show. I'll give him a look. Is this him right here, honey?
That's him.
That's him, honey. Of
What
course it is.
happened to him?
That
It was-
matters too, honey.
No. It was so. He saw me. He cleaned me up. He got me safe passage out of that place and took me, and I was able to find. He was the greatest man. He was so selfless.
Yes, it is, honey.
How did it happen?
The Fomori, sorry, I'm getting a little emotional on here. I owned a bar cave in. Well,
What was it?
That's
was
the
it?
bar cave, yes, honey. We owned it together. And Richard would always guide those that needed guiding through the Everglades. And one day these Fomori showed up asking for Richard, demanding something of him that he didn't have. And they ended up torching the place and
No.
almost killing Richard in the process. The only reason that he's not dead right now is that he's in stasis in this here amulet. And we've been going together trying to get him out and trying to get back at the people that did this to us. I'm glad that he helped you. He was always doing that, so it's good to remember those kind of things.
You were the brightest soul I ever met. And he kind of like leans back and starts scratching himself.
Let me ask you, Gil, what do you do in this city?
No, much. I mean, Tom's is hard, as it were, and like I refuse to sail anymore. Once I've been here, and its work is hard to find, and I was able to find some good lads who were able to help me.
Later on today, we're meeting a man named Roar. We're down a few crew for our ship, and you sound like just the right man to know at least the direction we might be wanting to go. Think on it. You don't have to say anything now. It's not my decision anyway.
Well, I guess I will think about it, but you can see he's starting to get uncomfortable. I would. That's pretty much my story. I made it back here, and now I am trying to scratch a living for myself and trying to move forward.
Gil, when you were tripping before, you told us that you were sent to tail us when we came into the city. Is that still true?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean. It was nothing personal. It's just, the boys, they need to make a living too. And
It feels like kind of a coincidence, doesn't it?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Well, what are the odds in a city this big of running into someone I used to know?
Of course, when you say it like that, it's a bit far-fetched.
Who sent you to tail us?
Oh, well, I mean, I work with the boys, and the boys, we all work, we knew that the ship was coming in, and I'll come in after that freak storm a day ago, and he said, hey, there's a fancy-looking ship. It's all covered in silver. How not to miss it? Right, and
It's also like almost sunk.
I figured you took on, it was a storm, a freak storm came out of nowhere. I mean, like, you must have been in it. There was clear skies, and then all of a sudden the skies opened up, like as if Never seen anything okay.
Well, you're not wrong, boy. We have shopping to do, don't we, lads?
Yes, honey. Well, okay, so here's the thing. Kilo's going to give you some money.
For
Grits,
the room.
For the room.
For the room.
Grits is going to stay. Grits, look at me.
Right.
This is your hero duty, okay? This is going to be a lesson. Don't let this man out of your presence, okay? Just like you did for Kale back at the fountain. You did a great job, honey. Don't let him out of your sight. He's going to be laying down and sleeping, but it's your duty.
Well, if he could just teleport anywhere he wants.
Yeah, that's him, honey. That's not Gil, okay? Gil, he's a layman, okay? I'm not sure exactly, honey, but you can't do magic stuff, can you, Gil? Are you a wizard or something?
No, I don't know any of that stuff. I keep leave that for the ones who are much smarter than I.
Yeah.
Kelly here, he's probably the brightest man I ever knew.
Yeah.
Well, Gil, you still got it, mate.
Yeah. I calls it as I sees it.
All right, so, honey, I know you're good with finances, so he's going to give you some money, Grits, and then you're going to, as soon as you're just done drinking and eating here, just get him a room and then stay with him until we get back. Does that sound good?
I can do that.
All right.
Chris, do you have any of those things that make you into a gigantic monster?
I'm always prepared.
Good. In case the worst should happen.
All right, did you finish? Are you good with your drink? Are
I'm
we
good.
to
Yes.
rock and
Wonderful.
roll?
Tastes
All
like
right.
seawater.
Time to do some shopping.
I feel like we've been looking forward to this for much longer. than
Oh,
it's actually
Grits,
been.
do you have your money in case I need to get you something?
That's okay. I'm good.
You sure, honey?
Oh, I do need to pick up stuff. If we go to the Verdant Spoon,
The
all
Verdant
right?
Spoon.
I have a list of ingredients I need because I want to stock up on some good health potions for everyone for later.
Love
what a
that.
good idea, honey. So do you have
It's not
money
free.
for that?
All right, not free. I am ditching it out, but here, and he'll hand you a list and the money, the equivalent that you would make.
Okay. Well, good thing the hero's here, so he's got everything taken care of. Richard Jr. Just so that everybody remembers that. That is
You
canon.
begin to walk away, and you hear Grits talking to Gil, who's still finishing a drink. You know, I think of taking up the name Richie myself.
All right, so where are we going first, lads?
Well, do we have a map? What's closest?
That's right. Okay, so the Thunder House
Which is a gun shop?
is the cannon shop.
Cannon shop.
So both Thunder House and the Wandering Compass are both at Port Nora, so they're both down there. So that's the closest is Thunder House. And then Arcane Curios and the Verdant Spoon are both in Fairtown. And then Coats and Arms, which we don't have to go to anymore. Do we still have to stop back there?
Next day.
That's right, we have to stop back there next day, which is on the way to Arcane Curios. So we can stop at Thunder House first, and then that's the only place we really have to go to is Thunder House.
Thunder House and
before
then the
we-
Verdant Spoon. That's it. Cool.
Yeah, well, and Arcane Curios.
Yes. All right. So
I
you guys
said no.
leave. And you make your way, you finish your shopping, you got all the goods, and you make your way to the place that you've been excited about all this time. Arcane Curios. And after all the gusto and hype that you've heard about this place, it's really just a small shop nestled in the corner of Fairtown. But it has all these exciting items on display outside and inside. It is full of scrolls and magic items and all sorts of magic items. I mean, if you were to cast Detect Magic in this location, you would have a headache. Everything is beaming and buzzing and whirling, and it is exciting to be in here. And as soon as you walk in, a ring of the bell above the door calls forth the shopkeeper.
Oh, I love that.
Welcome, one and all, to Arcane Curios from the Curious Traveler. I am the Curious Traveler, but you may call me Finley McFrey.
Hello, Finley, and thank you for welcoming us.
Absolutely, I have all sorts of wonderful things for you. What is it that you're looking for in my humble little shop?
We'll just look at honey. Let's just take it. We'll just take it on. Thank you for your help. We'll just take it.
Absolutely. Are you looking for anything in particular? Look at you. Oh, my man. You look like you. Hand yourself around all sorts of magic.
I'll just go ahead and do this too. And add to
Extra magical.
the mystique here.
All right.
Well, I just want to know, do you have anything special for under 30 gold?
Under 30 gold? What do you think? I mean, I'm
Curious.
sure I can find something for you under 30 gold.
Something that would help me with a sword, perhaps. I'm just saying,
Sword.
while you guys do anything. Looking around.
Is this like sections? Is there like, or is this just chaos? Like
Like a library, like.
Yeah, it's kind of like a like just everything everywhere. You know, you're looking at, you see talismans hanging from hooks on the wall. You see scrolls nicely put on shelves, as well as like this bin of scrolls just kind of like shoved in there. You know, like, oh, discount scrolls.
So you said discounts?
And then you see
Discounts. You
I
said
like
discount
I like it.
scrolls of all sorts, and then you see like fancy, nice items up higher up. You know, things that catch eye, but really, it's
Like
all
Chuck
just
E.
kind of like
Cheese.
scrambled
It's like all the expensive stuff is on
the ceiling away from you.
Yeah, we can't afford that.
All
But
right.
discount scrolls.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at the discount scroll
Discount
section.
scrolls.
Yep.
Oi, Finley,
Oh yes.
what's with the discount scrolls here?
Oh.
They're gonna work right if we try to use them.
Mostly yes. I think they'll be fine.
Mostly, yes.
Well, they say that scrolls lose their effectiveness after some time. These are a bit old. Well, some of the old stock we put up front, let it go. You know what I mean?
Wait, so you're saying that scrolls' effects depreciate over time?
Oh, of course.
They do, huh?
Yeah. Don't you know anything about scrolls?
Scroll novice here. All right. Admittedly, I'm a scroll novice, but I'm looking to get into scrolls.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the scroll is only as good as the person who writes it too.
Scrolls.
So you never know you could get a scroll from a stranger. You didn't know if it's going to be some grand spell or some dinky thing that happens.
I mean,
So-
you can usually tell by the scroll what it says on it, right?
Mostly?
Mostly. Can you give me an example?
Well, I mean, you'll see the spells here. You can use it in how it's said, and it's mostly going to act exactly how you determine to. Like, it's just going to do its thing.
Mostly.
Mostly.
There we go again. Mostly.
So how can we know that any of these scrolls that even nothing to do? So you can't guarantee any of these? Anything in this shop as far as scrolls go are not guaranteed?
What? All these words of guarantee. Where are you from?
I come from a place where, okay, honey, it's not. Okay, hold on, I'm about to. I gotta cool off.
Well, I mean, you look like I'm sorry. You look like you're from far away. I mean, you just got off a boat here.
How did you know that? Did you use one of your scrolls to divine?
Oh, you never know, magic and all.
This guy. He's okay. Yeah, we just actually got off from. Yes, we're ported here for a bit while we repair our ship, and we figured we'd stop by here to see what Kale is a magic aficionado. I would say he's a wizard, but he is actually a wizard.
Oh,
Yeah,
excellent,
he's a
excellent.
magic
Well, you
whiz.
know that you can look at it yourself. I'm sure you've probably done some studying on the arcane of scroll making.
I have. How much are you charging for these discount scrolls?
Well, if it's one of these smaller sort of spells,
Whoops.
whoops. If it was a smaller spell, it usually runs around 4 gold. I'll charge you 3.
Oh.
A small discount. And how much is these a little bit more potent scrolls? What's the level 2?
12.
Well, I'll probably sell you that for 10.
Mm.
And they'll mostly act exactly. And you know what? Since you're out of town, guaranteed.
We're never gonna come back to good. That's awesome.
This guy.
This guy, and you're the only place in town that shows. Just curious. Just curious.
Yeah, but you can always find. Yeah, I'm sure you can find someone else that gives you those drab magic little trinkets and all, but I am the real deal.
Now, Finley. Your name's Finley?
Yes.
Is there anything you specialize in, Finley? You seem like a kind of guy that has a particular type of interest.
I am interested in anything strange and bizarre. Anything from across the globe. I used to travel, and every once in a while I still do. Grab things from far away to bring it here.
Grab things from far. So you would maybe consider... Are you familiar with the Journeyman?
The Journeyman?
Yeah, the Journeyman.
Who's the Journeyman?
The Journeyman, it's like an organization that is dedicated to exploring the world. And you're familiar? You see this?
I have heard of them, but I've never actually met one. I've heard of them ever spoken of in my travels and all, always talking about, but I've never actually seen a Journeyman.
Yeah, so, well, I guess I've
always assumed that there's some sort of group of old men that gather around somewhere and do weird things. You know how it is.
Yeah, they do sound like that. Yeah, it's, but like, apparently the guy that had this one, he knew his stuff. It's only ever been useful to me. Well,
you know what? You look like someone who would enjoy this item over here. He says as he's talking to you.
Well, okay. All right.
I perk up.
Explore.
What am I waiting for? The special things.
He shows you these like trinkets. He shows you this board, and there's like these scrolls of paper, and they're written in Shahoran, which is the continent on the other side of the Ajuan Sea, in script that goes from top to bottom. And these are from far across the sea. They're called the Fulus, and they are talismans that fix upon your armor, and they'll give you special powers and boosts when you use them.
So what does that mean?
They go away after you use them once.
One of them has a little picture, like a painting, ink painting of a monkey. One of them has like an ox on it. At one-time use, yes, they'll disintegrate once the magic inside of them is gone. But these are fun. But you said under 20. You said under 30. These are 25 each.
Oh, look at that. I'm also curious. Do you know anything about stasis medallions?
So, we gotta work them into that.
I didn't know this.
I don't think I have any.
No.
Stasis medallions. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard of something like that.
This right here, honey. Right here. Look at this. Look at this right
Can
here.
you just tell me to go slowly?
Yeah, well, now the cat's out of the bag.
I don't like that
Femori's out of the
colloquialism.
The Femori's out of the bag. Okay, let's take a look. So this is what I got. Yeah, you seem like a knowledgeable guy on the things magical and arcane.
He moves his glasses a little bit, and there, as you can see, shimmer with magic. Wait, I see that.
Yeah, go ahead. Can you tell me what this is, honey? What?
Can he hold it? It's around your neck, I'm
It
assuming.
is around my neck. Now be very careful with this, honey. Very careful.
You gotta pull out your watch.
I will. I'm gonna have my hand ready. This is
like,
very
He
important.
picks it up and looks at it.
I don't know if you can see, but
There's a man inside.
that's my
it.
husband, Richard.
Oh.
That's my husband, Richard. Somebody had this was lost and found at my inn, and for some reason I thought it was said stabilization. Whatever. I used it. I thought it would stabilize my husband, but turns out it put him in some form of stasis. Somebody
It
told
looks
me.
like there's some sort of inscription, but I've never seen a language like this. And I've never known for an amulet to hold a soul like this before.
Yeah. So is there any way you could
How
help?
much for it?
How much for my husband's in there?
What, 300 gold sound right?
Absolutely. No.
I
Are you kidding me? For my husband? How about you get him out of this thing? How much to get him out?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before, but maybe if I look into them, there's that sect from the west, and they dabble in restoration magic. But then there is that, and you can see his gears are starting turning. He's very interested. I'm sure not willing to sell it.
Honey, if you ask me one more time.
Okay, just making sure. I am a businessman after all.
My husband is in there.
And
And
is
I
he
need
dead?
to. He's not. Look at this.
Well, I know.
You don't know. I don't know any more than you do on this, honey. He wails every once in a while.
That's
And
true.
he's stuck in that. And again, I talked to some wizard. He said it looks like some form of stasis. So I'm just assuming that he's stuck in there until I can get him out. So
How about this? You've piqued my interest, and he hands it back to you. Give me some time. I know some people who know some people, and they have some access to some information, and perhaps I can find something for you. But it will take me some time. Give me, I don't know, a few weeks. See if I can get a lead on something. This is the first I've ever seen, and I can't help it to know this is something unique and wonderful. And if I can get your husband out, I'll do all this for the amulet. If I can get your husband
if you
out.
can get Richard out of this amulet in one piece, the amulet's yours.
Brilliant. Brilliant. All right. Well, while you are looking at the wares and all that, I'm going to be right back. I need to make some notes while it's still here in my presence.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So I'll take a look around, see if there's anything that I'd like.
And this is a gnome, by the way, so he's short, and he walks really quickly. It's almost as if he floats as well as he off to like an office somewhere. He's like to a desk. He's getting some paper and stuff. Right now, I'm gonna have everyone leave. He's closing up shop, and you start making your way back to the Wandering Compass. The sun is beginning to set. It is casting red glows over the streets and the pavement. It's not necessarily empty. There's still people walking around. Suddenly you hear, walking down towards Farrelltown, you hear this commotion. People start screaming, right? And these people are screaming, and the crowd, as you look down, begins to run around and move around and begin to be chaotic and move out of the way. And all of a sudden you hear this trumpet sound, and guards are gathered and start walking down and start running down from the castle. And that is where we're at.
Nyland.
That girl in trouble again.
Thank you, travelers, for watching and joining us on our quest today. If you want to see more adventures by us, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. And remember, toss the dice and let them fall where they may. Until our paths cross again, thank you and have a good night.
We're gonna put you away for a bit. I'm not mad.
I'm not happy.
Got my highest dice and then set it back on the 18 that it was at. I'm like, no, you're not moving until I'm ready for you. You rolled good in the past.
But the thing is, the chances now that it's going to roll good again.
Is it a good dice? That's all I care about. Are you for me or against me, dice?
it's the heart of the dice. Does that dice care about you, or is it statistically this has rolled high multiple times, which means that it's gonna roll?
No.
So
Your dice are like that. My dice love me.